Howdy guys, it's Mrs. Dockan again. I'm here to show you how we do our problems of the day, or problem solving each day, also called POD, P-O-D, for problem of the day. This is a way that our kids get used to solving word problems and become confident mathematical thinkers. So let me show you how we do this. So we always start by reading the problem out loud. So Braylon made 20 bracelets. She gave 10 of her friends bracelets. How many bracelets does Braylon have left? Well, we then go and we circle the numbers that we see and any keywords that we're like, hey, that may be important. And so normally I say, oh, she gave something that must kind of be important. And oh, we're trying to figure out how many bracelets does she have left, so that must be important. Now, this is where problem solving is a little bit different than the way we were taught in school, or maybe the way your older student was taught. We want kids to be able to solve problems, honestly, any way that works for them, and how they can pick out the most important information and solve it will work. To help guide them with this, I have come up with this model that we are teaching and using right now to start their thinking off, and then they'll be able to kind of shift from this. And it's a great connection to reading, because we're going to start with beginning with an M, a middle with an M, and an E for the end. And we're looking at this word problem and figuring out what happened at the beginning, the middle, and the end. Now, this is for basic one-step word problems. Most of the word problems here in second grade are going to be basic one-step. We will get into two-step problems, and at that point, we will start having to shift how we think about doing word problems, but right now this helps give our kids a foundation to start with. So I ask them, well, what happened first? Oh, she made 20 bracelets. Great. 20 bracelets. Now, it doesn't mention anybody else's name, so we don't need to put the full sentence, and we don't need to put who did. We just know that there were 20 bracelets. She gave 10 of those bracelets to her friend. Oh, wait, that's the middle. So we would write down gave 10 away. And at that point, kids are like, oh, wait, Miss Dockan, if we give something away, most of the time we're going to be taking it away. We're subtracting. Okay, well, let's put it over here and see if that's going to be the case. And then at the end, well, they're asking us what's left. So we're going to write the word what's left equals, and either a blank or a box. It doesn't matter. It can just be a line. At this point, they've written all that important information down. This is mostly what was underneath the U in the UPSC problem-solving model, just in a way that makes it a little easier for our kids to actually find and pull out that information. Next, we want them to be able to write an equation or a number sentence. And so I tell them we go exactly through what we just did. The beginning, well, what number? 20. That's what we start with. Well, then we got to figure what operation. Is it adding or subtracting? Because right now we don't do multiplication or division. So their two options are add or subtract. Well, she gave some to a friend, and we want to know what's left. Those both tell us that we need to be subtracting. Then we go to the middle, because it's the middle part of our number sentence, and that was 10. We put an equal sign, and then we look at the ending, which was our blank. So now kids have written their equation that they're going to be solving. At this point, they can solve it almost any way they want. There are several ways that I have seen. First way was just doing circles. I had all 20, I take away 10, and I see 10 left, so here is my 10. I've also seen my kids do what's called number bonds, which is understanding those fact families and the relationships between facts. So putting the total at the top, one piece down here. Oh, I already know that that's 10. I did have some friends that used what we call a part-whole map and knew that all the bracelets she had or she made was 20. She gave part of them to her friends and part of them she had left, like all of them, these she gave to friends. These would be what's left, and kids know if there's the whole and there's missing a part, then it's subtraction as well, and they could do it that way. They could use their base 10 blocks. They've not learned that yet, but they could represent it with 20. Take away 10 is 10. So there's lots of different ways they could solve it. They do have to write something down. They cannot just do it in their head. We do want to see their thinking. But which type of thinking they do is up to them. And then if they did happen to do it in their head, this is also their way to double check it, which would be your C on UPSC. So our plan kind of is here with our equation. Obviously this is our solve, or the S on UPSC. But overall, I've found that this has worked really well with our kids this year. And so if you're having troubles understanding how a kid is solving it or what they're doing with those B, those M's, and those E's, that's what we're talking about. Thanks.